When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, April 11th, and holy cow, what the heck is going on with this market? Guys, I'm limping into this show today. This market this week in the mortgage world is brutal. What's going on?
It was welcome back, Tom, from the desert, because this week has been I'm going to be honest, I'm going to throw this word out there. I know my parents probably going to hate it. This week has been hell.
It has been hell, Tom.
I was expecting something worse.
I know.
No, right? Hell gets me in trouble in my house.
HE double hockey sticks. Tom, you weren't here last Friday. We know you were out having a little vacation, hitting that round ball. Me and Anth tried to warn everyone that, hey, get locked in, find that house. Now is the time. Because every single time we get to these low sixes, I don't know if there's a force field. I don't know what the hell is going on, word of the day, but we have now bounced up. Hell, we might be past high sixes. Some folks are back into the 7% range.
I quoted a few sevens yesterday, unfortunately. But that is, I would say, if someone's going to ask me where the rate is, I'm going to say 6.875 at this point. The highest 6 you can get. That's about the average. Yes, we have rates lower than that. I still have rates in the 5, believe it or not. But on average, we are looking in the high 6s.
Yeah, Anth, I mean, we were sitting here so pretty last Friday. The mortgage-backed security chart looked so great, but we warned everyone, hey, don't sit here and wait expecting the rates to drop forever. And then Friday afternoon came with the tariff talk. Then this week came, and holy crap, we will pull up the chart. It's not good. It's not good, guys. Look at the last 4 business days. The last 4 business days is going to equate this area of red hell right here. Boom, boom, little bit better, bad again yesterday. This is a drop. This is a drop, which means rates have just gone straight up in a week. Now, here's the good news, fellas. We don't know where the heck this is going. We hope that everything levels out and we start coming back down again because, again, in this whole roller coaster of interest rates, yes, when we get to low 6s, they bounce up, but also once we get around that 7 number, we always see them to bounce back down. So that's what we're hoping here. I got no idea what to expect when market opens up today. Boys, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm not going to know what to expect. I think we might have another few days of tumble before we start to go back up, just from some of the things that I'm reading. But there has to be some type of sweet spot with all these investors and financial companies buying and selling these, making money. They want them near the 7 to buy, and they're selling off at the 6s to make them go away. But that also is playing into the market as well. If I knew the answer exactly, I'd probably be trading those and not originating. But it has to do something with those numbers.
Well, Tom, what I don't get, we had a day the market was down 1,000 points, rates were bad. We had a day the market was up 1,000 points, the rates were bad. The rates right now are just bad, Anthony. We need to stop the bleeding, and we need buyers to understand you just need to hang with us. You need to get pre-approved. You need to get your estimates, and you need to work with a loan officer that's going to continually walk you through these interest rates, what they are, if you're going to buy down, what that cost is going to be, and where you sit at the end with your affordability.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important for people to speak to their loan officer about their financial options. Everybody wants to be a financial expert. It's kind of amazing, and there's only one person that's licensed to do this and qualified to do this is your lender or the loan officer that you're working with. And there's so many options. I'm waiting to see how many lenders out there are going to start quoting arms again? The people that they were quoting arms to 3 years ago still have that arm, and the rates go up 2% a year. So it's not always the best option. Talk to your loan officer. Definitely one of us. We can walk you through some options, whether it's buying that rate down or 2-1 buy down or whatever it may be. So there's available.
And as we know on the screen, when rates start ticking up, other lenders just start charging points to keep the rates down. So you have to pay attention to what your cost is compared to your interest rate. Just don't ask what your interest rate is. If you're pre-approved without a cost sheet, go get another pre-approval, because that lender stinks if they're not sending you a cost sheet with your pre-approval. You should at least get something to show you what you were pre-approved for. Not every lender's the same. Not every lender has the same rates or same costs. So if you just tell your agent you're pre-approved and your lender didn't give you anything, you need to call one of us, because we will get you an estimate so you can see what those numbers look like. Because frankly, Ann, everyone wants to talk about where the rates are, but it all comes down to where that payment sits. So if you still are happy with the payment, it doesn't matter where the rates are. Lock in, you're good with the payment. You can refi if things get better.
What's the magic word? Affordability? Affordability, baby.
And the best part about rates ticking up right now, if there is a silver lining, is we have had about 6 months of a market where sellers are kind of used to getting asked for seller assistance. So now, again, a lot of times seller assistance can be used to lower your closing costs, but in the case of higher rates, we could use seller assistance to do a 2-1 buy down and just get you a lower rate for a couple years and make it way more affordable. So we are here to help structure the offer. Mortgage is complicated, Anthony, Tom, right? It's a complicated world.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to go over the seller's assist numbers. I had a little hiccup on one yesterday, discussing it for a client. If you're doing less than 10% down, you're allowed 3% seller's assist on a conventional loan. On a conventional loan. On a 10% down to 24.99% down conventional loan, you're allowed to get 6% seller's assist. And 25% down or more, you're allowed to get 9% seller's assist on a conventional loan. Those are the numbers that are in place. Those are the seller's assist numbers you're allowed to get. So make sure you write that down and keep that note handy.
Yep, Tommy, those are the guidelines. They've been the guidelines for I don't know how many years, at least 11 years, because I've been a loan officer for 11 and they've never changed. So seller assist guidelines are pretty set. If you do work with West Penn, you can always head to your Agent One app. In the calculator section, there is a cheat sheet in there that will tell you exactly the amount of seller assistance that can be accepted either on your listing if you're a listing agent, or if you're that buyer's agent, it'll tell you the max amount you can ask for. We don't make up those guidelines. Tommy Boy doesn't make up those guidelines. Those are federal guidelines that everyone has to follow.
Yep, that could help you out for that buy down on those 2-1 buy downs with the rates too. Very important. Man, very important to know those numbers.
If we're getting 6.875 right now today, I mean, hey, 4.875 for the next year sounds a little bit better. So get the seller assistance and turn it into a saving for yourself.
Yeah, it looks like we're starting off in the green today. So that's a positive. But, hey, if you did you can do a double, man. You can actually do a permanent buy down and then also do a 2-1 buy down on top of it and stack it. And when that 2 years is up, you're going to have a lower rate than most people are going to have at that time. So it's so important to work with, one of us or your loan officer to structure the.
Yes. What do you call those when you originate? Don't you call those like Big Macs when you originate them or something when you combo?
Big Macs with extra sauce.
Yeah.
Anthony comes up with his Big Mac combo and his pre-offer huddle. That's what we do. But yes, guys, it should be a multi-step process. If you're a realtor and you're out there with a buyer and they need to see numbers, use the app, give an initial estimate. If the buyer likes the estimate, then you say, hey, call Tom, Ryan, or Anthony. Get into the nitty-gritty of the numbers. Let them confirm all these figures. Get set, get right, know you're settled with your loan officer, put your plan together, and then you know you're going into an offer with an agent that's confident, a buyer that's confident, and a loan officer that knows that they will get approved for that offer. Do not try to do too much if you're an agent, because it is complicated behind the scenes. You don't know credit score. Credit score affects mortgage insurance. Credit score affects interest rate. It can affect other things that just you aren't going to know unless you have a pre-approval completed. We don't want you to get in a pickle of doing too much in trying to give the buyer too much information. Our app is only intended to be an initial estimate to get the buyer rolling towards the right direction, to then you send them to West Penn to finalize everything. That's how we envision the app to be used. Please don't get over your skis and get yourself in trouble. You should not be quoting rates and fees, because technically you need a license to do that.
Yeah, and we've seen those rates move a whole percentage point here this week. So, I mean, to be quite frank, there's no possible way an agent can know what the rate is.
Amen. Anth, anything to wrap up?
Amen, fellas. Great chatter. You guys have a wonderful Friday.
Absolutely. Enjoy the golf.
We got a 1-year-old birthday, baby.
Woo woo. Happy B-Day, TJ.
Later, boys.
See you guys.
Tom, Ryan, and Anthony, oh, they